Hello, good evening. The Foreign Office Minister Mark Malloch-Brown has predicted there'll be a dramatic increase in aid reaching the desperate survivors of Burma's cyclone. Speaking on a visit to the country, he said the military regime had agreed a strategy to let in more international relief, though he believed they had a long way to go. His visit comes as powerful new evidence recorded by a British medical relief team shows the extent of the suffering in Burma. The aid agency Merlin travelled to the township of Labuta in the worst hit area of the Irrawaddy Delta and filmed what they found there. Andrew Harding reports.
A unique glimpse into Burma's misery. This is the Mong family, marooned in a sea of mud. They lost 13 relatives to the cyclone. Baby Amoth here was found alive, floating amongst the corpses. Her brother now catches rainwater to drink. This footage was taken by the British medical charity Merlin, which is working in Labuta, one of the worst hit corners of the Delta. Tens of thousands here, stranded and homeless. Merlin's British staff keeping a video diary.
The monsoon has really hit this town with a vengeance now, and the people here are suffering more than ever. In conditions like these, acute diarrhea and pneumonia could become major killers in just a few days.
The weakest are already fading. An elderly man is brought to a makeshift clinic, gasping for breath. 2 Merlin doctors try to revive him, but without success. His grieving family watch him die. What better proof of the urgent task now facing the international community as it begs Burma's generals to open up? Today, a British envoy in Rangoon said he saw a hint of progress.
We have to negotiate as broad, ambitious an access as possible, but recognize it's going to be less than everything we want. And we're just going to have to see what negotiations in the coming days by the Asian leaders, by the UN Secretary General achieves. And I think you're going to see quite dramatic steps by the Burmese to open up.
In the Delta, aid from Britain gets through to the Merlin doctors. A child cries out as his infected wound is finally treated.
And this is a very common thing we see after emergencies, that wounds are treated but they're not properly disinfected or sterilised. And when that happens, it's almost certainty that the wound will break down and not heal properly.
Slowly, more people are getting outside help here. But all this should have happened 2 weeks ago. And every extra day is costing lives. Andrew Harding, BBC News, Bangkok.
China has declared 3 days of mourning for the victims of the Sichuan earthquake. Rescue work continues, but very few victims are being found alive. Our correspondent James Reynolds has sent this report from Beichuan. You may find parts of it disturbing.
If there's anyone left alive under the ruins of the town of Beichuan, no one can find them. After 6 days, you don't get too many more miracles. Here, rescuers break through the rubble of the Fushun Hotel. Tsai Shuihua is hoping to find his 32-year-old son, Anfu. He's asked rescuers to search because he's convinced his son is still alive. The day before yesterday, we called my son's mobile phone, he says, and we got through, but we could only hear breathing, very weak breathing. The workers look inside, but they don't find any survivors. Rescue workers have given up hope here. They've got to move on to other places. But when your only son is trapped underneath all this, and you believe that he's still alive, you can't walk away. How do you tell someone that they should give up looking for all that they have? Tens of thousands of people have died, and we're now slowly learning about what happened to some of them. These pictures, filmed in Beichuan on Friday, show a man, Chen Jian, trapped under a collapsed building. He's seriously injured. A TV reporter hands him a mobile phone so that he can talk to his wife. I don't hold out much hope of surviving, he tells her. Later on, rescuers manage to pull him out, but they're too late. They can't revive him. These pictures show that there's not much hope in other places either. These are the first shots of a remote village entirely destroyed by the earthquake. You can barely tell that Dong He Ko ever existed. Those who made it out alive don't know what to do. James Reynolds, BBC News, Beichuan.
It's emerged that the chief executive of Britain's biggest defence company, BAE Systems, and a senior